Good morning everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm back here at Hyundai of Trenton to take a look at a brand new 2023 Hyundai Tucson Limited in shimmering silver. This one's got all the bells and whistles, so let's see what this Tucson is bringing to this two-row SUV market, and let's dig in. All right, the front end of this Tucson, we have that black chrome grille with the waterfall LED daytime running lamps, which is cool. We have LED turn signals, LED headlamps, flat black down below with some brushed aluminum on the lower part of the front end of the vehicle. This shimmering silver looking good in the sun. So a very good looking front end here on this Tucson Limited. Wheel and tire setup on this Limited. We have a 19-inch wheel, gloss black, silver accents. Like the way the wheel is designed, gives you a good sense of motion as the vehicle is standing still. The Hyundai badge right in the middle, standard brake and rotor package. This thing is wrapped in Michelin Primacy Tour all-season tires. 235 on the width, a 55 series sidewall, 19s, all four corners, all-wheel drive. All right, full side profile on this Tucson Limited. Again, you have those really angular, hard body lines that Hyundai put into this Tucson design, especially the way they come into the front and rear doors to give it some depth as well as some sense of motion, but they are really hard body lines. Let me know how you like the design of this Tucson. It's really aggressive. We have flat black around the wheel wells and down along the bottom of the doors. I'm not so sure I'd like to see that on the Limited trim. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Moving on in to closer, we have color matched on the side view mirror, LED turn signals with 360-degree view cameras, color matched on the front and rear door handle. Fuel filler cap is on the left side of the vehicle. And up top, we're color matched on the roof with gloss black roof rails and a gloss black shark fin antenna. And as we come down here, we do have this dual panel sunroof. All right, looking at the rear end of this Tucson, we have that roof spoiler coming off the top with the rear wiper tucked up underneath that roof spoiler. Clean up the back of the end of the glass, leaves room for the Hyundai badge where the wiper would have been on the lower part. We have LED taillights with the shark teeth taillight design. I think it looks really cool. Let me know what you guys think. We have the Tucson badge on the bottom left of the tailgate, the H-Track or all-wheel drive badge on the right side of the tailgate. Standard bulbs for turn signals. I'd like to see those LED. And then we have some aluminum finish down on the rear lower part of the bumper or the spoiler area or down below, or the diffuser area, whatever you want to call it. And then we have a single-sided exhaust tucked up underneath the right side of the vehicle. All right, we are under the hood of this Tucson Limited, and what we have for a power plant is a 2.5 liter naturally aspirated inline 4-cylinder engine mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission. 187 horsepower, 178 pound-feet of torque. MPGs 23 in the city, 28 on the highway, 25 combined. This engine can tow up to 2,000 pounds. The engine's minimum octane rating is 87, so you can run this on regular unleaded gas. Before we get into the interior review, you're going to want to know, Mike, how much does this Tucson Limited all-wheel drive cost? Well, MSRP, the way this one is optioned, $39,545. So let's check out the interior. Starting with the footbox, we have a nice large carpeted dead pedal. Like to see some rubber finish on that. Protect that carpeting from all the wear and tear you're going to get by putting your foot on it. Large brake and accelerator rubber finish. Carpeted floor mats are in the back. We don't have a door sill plate, and I think on the Limited trim I'd like to see some silver door sill plate that says Tucson on here. I think it would just finish it off a little bit better. Seat wise, we have power seats with lumbar for the driver, and then power seats without the automatic lumbar for the front passenger. Seats, we have leather trim seats in black with black cross stitch, nice bolstering, nice design with the silver trim up here towards the headrest, but overall, nice looking leather seats here in this Tucson. Door panels, we have soft touch up top. We have some silver trim with gloss black that runs along the top. And then we have another kind of cloth black material to break up the design. Brushed aluminum on the door handle. Gloss black around the switchgear, but flat black on the switchgear. We do have the upgraded sound system in here as well. As we move over, we have the same kind of design that wraps around from the door to the dash, which I like very, very much. We have soft touch up top. We got some silver. They have the heat and air vents that are kind of integrated into the design of the trim, which I think is cool. We have some more soft touch here, and then we have a nice large glove box. Now we're looking at our infotainment system and center stack. Up top you have your four-way hazards, 2 heat and air vents, and this is the Hyundai 10.25-inch infotainment system with a touchscreen action, which I like, with dual panel action that I like. However, we have wired Apple CarPlay, wired Android Auto in the larger screen. I do like how the screen is integrated into the center stack rather than just stuck on like an iPad, so that's a nice touch. We have driver profiles, Wi-Fi hotspots, all that good stuff in this particular and then you have your choice of how you want to set it up, where you can go to your vehicle settings or your general settings, or you can set up the Blue Link so you can control certain aspects of the vehicle through your smartphone. So there's a lot of different ways to set this up. You have your sound system where you can decide where you want the sound to go. You have your seat where you can change your settings for the ventilation or the seat heaters, or your position change, or your easy seating access. Easy seating access I really like, because when you put the vehicle in park and you're getting ready to go out, the seat automatically moves back to give you plenty of room to get out of the car. And then when you get back in the car, if you have your memory seat setting saved, it will then take it back to where you have your memory seat set. So I do like that as well. But there are a lot of different areas you can go into, check things out, date and time, all that good stuff in here in this screen. As we come down, before we do that, we'll put it into reverse. We check out the backup camera, nice large backup camera with trajectory and split screen, because on the right you do have your 360-degree view with trajectory. So nice job there on the backup camera. We come down further, here's the hard controls for the infotainment system, and then down further we have our dual climate control, which I like. And then down even further than that, as you can see down here, we have 2 USB-A's, a 12-volt, and a wireless charging pad right in here. And then as we come down further, we have 3-stage of heated seats and 3-stage of ventilated seats for the driver and front passenger, with a heated steering wheel, hill descent control. Here's your parking sensors on off. Here's your parking camera controls. Moving down further, here's the push button transmission to go through this 8-speed automatic. We have up here your center diff lock, your drive mode selector, and your auto stop start off button. Down further, electronic parking brake with auto hold. 2 cup holders, some gloss black around the cup holders. Not in love with that, but it's not too crazy. Then we have our Hyundai key fob, where we have lock, unlock, press and hold the tailgate, panic button, remote start down below, and here is your easy parking in and out. So basically what this allows you to do is to move the car out of a tight space while you're outside the car using the key fob, so you can get in, or move it back into a tight space so from outside the car. And so that's what those 2 things do, and that's a very, very nice feature. And then on the back we have our Hyundai badge. Nicely done. We come further, we have a nice soft center armrest with some stitching. Open it up, and we have a nice area for storage. Hyundai steering wheel, a nice leather wrap steering wheel, nice 10 and 2 notches, Hyundai badge, silver trim, silver brushed aluminum trim around the bottom part of the wheel. Really makes it look nice. We do have gloss black on the switchgear along with some silver trim. On the left side, telephone and voice commands. On the right side, your adaptive cruise control and safety suite controls. We do have paddles to go up and down this 8-speed automatic transmission. On the stalks, you have your settings for your headlights. And then on the right, you have the windshield wiper controls front and back. Down below here on the dash, brighten and dim the dash, pop the tailgate, traction control off. This is a manual tilting and telescoping steering wheel. And as we move in, we have our 10.25-inch digital dash display, which is very, very nice. And as we hit our drive modes, we have snow mode, smart, sport, and everything changes red, which is cool. And then normal, everything goes back to that cool blue. So that's where we have it. Looking good. We're going to leave that in normal for the drive today and see what kind of gas mileage we can get. But overall, a nice, simple, easy to use display. We also have more information in the center column by hitting the button on the top right side of the steering wheel to take you through additional information as well. So nicely done. Overhead console time. Here's the button right here. If you want this lights to come on when you open up the door and close the door, this button needs to be in, and then when you open the door, the LED lighting will come on, and when you close the LED lighting will go off. So that button needs to be in. Here's your SOS button. And now here is the controls for our sunshade and our sunroof glass. As you can see, Hyundai uses one switch to operate everything. As we saw in the last review with the Lincoln Nautilus, there was like 3 or 4 different switches to operate the same thing, and I had mentioned you can do it with one switch. Well, here's how you do it with one switch. One quick tap on this button opens up your sunshade and takes it all the way back with one shot. Nice. Now, if you not just tap it, but if you push it and hold it for a second, then the glass opens and it goes back all about halfway. And then you push and hold for a second and the glass will close. And then that sunroof shade comes all the way back automatically. So everything we saw with that Nautilus with 3 or 4 switches is done by Hyundai with one switch, and that's good engineering. As we move over to the sun visor, we have vanity, and then it's a slider to block out the side sun. Nicely done. Rear seat time in this Tucson Limited. This driver's seat is set for my driving position. So as we move on in, we can sit on in, close the door, and I have plenty of space for my knees. Plenty of headroom, plenty of shoulder width room at 5'11". We have cargo nets for some storage behind the driver and front passenger. And then we have here on this rear command center action, we have 2 heat and air vents, 2 USB-A's, but I'd like to see some USB-C's in here. Hyundai Kia kind of behind the curve when it comes to putting USB-C's into their cars, and I think we need to see more USB-A, USB-C combos in these Hyundai Kia products. As we move in, as you can see, the same nice consistency of design from the front door panel all the way here to the back door panel, same use of materials, nicely done. The back seats, again, same nice black leather with stitching, looking good. Center armrest, nice and soft. 2 cup holders, so they got you covered here in the back of this Tucson Limited, and it's really, really nice and comfortable back here. We're back at the rear tailgate. We'll take a look at the cargo area. You can pop the tailgate from the dash or from your key fob, or if you want to know where the secret button is on the back of a Tucson, it's pretty obvious. Here is the bottom of the tailgate. Here's our plate all the way down just above the rear bumper. You stick your hand underneath, push the button, beeps a couple of times. Nice electric assist on the way up. Nice electric assist on the way down using this button. And here's our cargo area, nice and large. You can store a lot of stuff in here. Here are the carpeted floor mats right here, which I mentioned earlier. Here's some accessories that were ordered with the car. You also have the carpeted Tucson cargo mat, which is a nice touch. As we open this up, here is our full size, or not full size, but we do have a spare tire. So thank you, Hyundai, for including the spare. In the back here, we do have 12-volt action right here. And we have some non-LED lighting in the back, but at least you got some lighting. We have the security shade, which is removable. And we can take down the back row of seats automatically here from the back tailgate by pulling this lever. So you pull it and these will go down. There we go. Little stiff, car's brand new. And now with them down, you have a lot more space here in the back of this Tucson. And if you want some taller items in, you just have to take this out, put it to the side, and then you'll be able to stick even taller items and larger items here in the back of this Tucson. But again, another good use of space here in the back of this Tucson by Hyundai. Here is the window sticker for this 2023 Tucson Limited all-wheel drive. Feel free to pause the video, zoom in, check out everything that is optioned into this Tucson. And now, let's take it out for a spin. We are driving this 2023 Hyundai Tucson Limited, and we're going to immediately hit our braking test here in the Limited, and then test how this thing, what the turning radius is. So we are up here on this dead-end industrial road. We are going to hit about 40 miles an hour in 3, 2, 1. Very nice, nice and linear, no pulling of the wheel, very nicely done. And now off we go. This 2.5 liter naturally aspirated inline 4, nice linear torque delivery. You step on the gas, you get the power to get the car up and moving. You don't have to wait for any kind of turbo delay. I thought when I initially looked at the engine, this was going to be a little bit underpowered, but the Tucson is really light on its feet, which is really, really impressive. And so this naturally aspirated 2.5 liter really gets the car up and moving nicely. It's not fast at 0 to 60 estimate in 8 seconds. Isn't fast, but it's a really nicely it's a really nice feel when this car is moving down the road. We're going to go ahead and do a Ewing here to see what this turning radius is. Nice, no problem, and back down the road we go. So it's got a pretty good turning radius. It doesn't have this huge wide one like some other vehicles do. The Nautilus I was in yesterday, that thing took forever. You know, you needed a big wide area to get that baby to turn around without having to do a K-turn. So nicely done as far as that goes. And so what I like about this Tucson is the engine's very, very smooth. The shifts out of the 8-speed transmission, very, very smooth. Good braking, decent acceleration to get the car up and moving. Also, the suspension is well damped. The car, you can just feel, is well put together. You don't have any creaks or rattles, you know, panel gap misalignments or things like that. It just feels like it's tight and right when it comes to having this car put together. And when you need the power, it's there. I mean, it's not overwhelming, but it's there. And it gets you out of any kind of jam you may need to get out of, or to pop out into traffic and feel confident that it's not just going to go bleh on you when you step on the gas and try to jump out in the traffic. So overall, good package, good feel, good driving. Now the steering is fairly direct, but it is light. You're not going to get any feedback from your tires into the steering wheel, and that's typical of a car in this class. You're not going to see that. And it's just a real easy SUV to drive. You point it where you want it to go and it goes. It's comfortable. Seats are fairly comfortable. A little bit hard on the bottom of the butt, but overall they're pretty comfortable. I think if you didn't have a low back problem like I do, you'd probably be just fine in here as far as the comfort of the seats go. It's got all the tech you need. I mean, this is the limited trim, so you're getting everything. You're getting your wireless, or not, excuse me, you're getting wired Apple CarPlay, wired Android Auto out of the system, which I think needs to be upgraded to wireless, because that really makes the wireless charging pad in here useless, because you can't use Apple CarPlay, Android Auto while you're wireless charging your smartphone. So that's an issue. We have plenty of USBs, heated ventilated seats, heated steering wheel, the whole shebang, panoramic roof. You know, you got just about everything you need as far as tech in here, so that's a good thing. No head-up display. There isn't one in the Tucson, and that's fine. Hyundai reserves that for the big dog Palisade, if I remember right. Unless there's one in the Santa Fe, I can't remember. Let me know if you know for sure. But it's got the tech that you need. It's got the snow mode. It's got the all-wheel drive that you'll need to get through those snowy winters if you live in the north where you're going to get snow during the winter. So it really brings a nice package to the Tucson. Again, you need to let me know whether $40,000, which is what this is essentially, just a tech under $40,000, if that's too much for a Tucson. Do you go SEL convenience all-wheel drive, where you get most of the limited features and not the limited price? Or do you want to go out and get the one that brings you everything, including the leather seats, rather than your leatherette, to, you know, to just give you that more feel of luxury on the inside? Let me know what you guys think. Or do you go to the competition and Kia Sportage, which comes to mind right off the bat since that's such a hot seller for Kia, and go that route? I really like a lot of aspects of this Tucson. I love the rear taillights, the shark's teeth taillights. Some people say, oh, they ripped off the Mustang. I just don't see Mustang taillights back there. I see shark's teeth, which I think looks really cool. And I like the front end design a lot. The hard body lines that are on the side of the car, that's a bit aggressive for me and my taste, but I know a lot of people love them. Love the way it looks. And I think the overall package in this new Tucson is terrific. And I think Hyundai did a great job with the updates and the redesign to make this car really desirable in the market, and they certainly are selling a lot of these vehicles. But I wanted to get into a limited, let you guys see everything that they bring in the limited trim, and I want to hear from you. Is it worth it? Do you go SEL convenience all-wheel drive? Do you go Sportage? Do you go somewhere else with your $40,000 of your hard-earned money? Let me know what you think in the comments. I want to thank Hyundai of Trenton, especially David and Samantha, for allowing the channel access to this vehicle for review today. I'd also like to thank all of you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like. Please also consider subscribing and turning on that notification bell so you'll never miss another Shabby's Rides video. And I'll see all of you on the rebound. Take care, everyone.